Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Baina Midday News coming to you live from NAP House, Atomic Junction, Medina. Coming up this afternoon, private health facilities to halt acceptance of private health insurance. Also 15% VAT imposition on electricity hash, says Joe Jackson. And Samira Baumia's bodyguard who died in Accra-Kumasi Highway accident buried. I'm Khadija Tukubra Keilani. Details of the stories comes up shortly. Thank you for staying with us. Remember, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube at Baina TV. Now to our first story. The Private Health Facilities Association of Ghana has issued a stern warning declaring its intention to cease accepting private health insurance soon. The decision stems from the National Health Insurance Authority's failure to regulate private insurance companies, resulting in arrears on its members.
According to the Private Health Facilities Association of Ghana, their decision is as a result of their inability to pay salaries and procure medical and non-medical consumables. In an interview with a sister station, the General Secretary of the association, Frank Tobu, says the grace period is long overdue, placing the responsibility squarely on the government to ensure prompt payment from private insurance companies. Frank Tobu said it would not be long they would take those companies on. He added that they won't accept their cards when they visit their facilities, and they don't want those companies to survive as a healthcare provider, but those companies need them to be in business. He further said those companies that have been signing on these private health insurance companies thinking they are safe are not safe at all. He lastly said that it is the responsibility of the National Health Insurance Authority to ensure that whichever company they give credentials or accreditations or a license to operate as a private health insurance company in this country lives up to expectation, but that is not what the authority is doing.
Meanwhile, the Inspector General of Police, Dr. George Ekufu Dampare, along with some members of the Police Management Board, paid a visit to the Ghana Armed Forces Central Command in Kumasi, the Kumasi Central Prison, and the Kumasi Metropolitan Fire Station. The purpose of the visit was to strengthen relationship and foster collaboration for the maintenance of peace, law, and order in the Kumasi metropolis.
The IGP and his team were on a security tour of Kumasi and its environs. They also paid a courtesy call on the Asante Hene Otumfuo Osei Tutu II and met with members of the Ashanti Regional Branch of the Ghana Union of Traders Association to discuss their security concerns. Asante Hene commended the IGP for enhancing the outlook and public perception of the police service. He expressed gratitude to the IGP and his team for their efforts in making the police more visible in the community, making people feel safer in their homes and everywhere they go. Regarding security in the Ashanti region, during the Christmas festivities, the Ashanti monarch was impressed by the number of motorbikes patrolling the region and Kumasi in particular to ensure the safety of residents. He noted that due to the work of the police, there were fewer incidents of robbery and road accidents during the holidays. He encouraged the IGP and his team to continue their efforts in maintaining peace and security in the region.
And in business, Director of Business Operation at Dallas Finance, Joe Jackson, has criticized the government decision to impose a 15% value-added tax on specific electricity consumers. He described the move as harsh and argued that it burdens low-income families.
A 1st January letter from Finance Minister Ken Ofori-Atta instructed the Electricity Company of Ghana and the Northern Electricity Distribution Company to apply the VAT to residential customers exceeding the maximum consumption level of Lifeline units. However, Mr. Jackson argued that the current Lifeline threshold set below 50 Ghana cedis is too low to effectively shield vulnerable consumers. In an interview with the media in Accra, Mr. Joe Jackson said the Lifeline is so low that it barely makes a difference. This effectively translates to over 20% added to the electricity bill of low-income Ghanaians. According to him, that decision by government is harsh for struggling families. While acknowledging the government's need for additional revenue, Mr. Jackson urged alternative approach to deal with the issues. He added that even though the government needs money, that does not mean to hurt the poor more than the rich. According to him, the general population is suffering.
Also, the bodyguard of the second lady, Samira Bawumia, who died in the Gori accident on the Accra-Kumasi highway, has been buried. Hussein Mumuni, who has served as a close protection officer to the second lady for over 5 years, met his untimely death on Saturday, January 13.
The incident occurred when a commercial vehicle collided with one of the vehicles in the second lady's convoy as they were returning from Bonwe in the Ashanti region. Hundreds of people, including party sympathizers, family members, and friends, thronged the Medina Muslim cemetery to bid him farewell. The Vice President, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, and his wife, Hajia Samira Bawumia, were also present and joined the Janaiza, an Islamic funeral prayer performed for the dead as part of the funeral rites before burial. The director of the National Lottery Authority, Sami Ewuku, joined the many officials to bid Husseini Mumuni farewell. Speaking to the media, Mr. Ewuku described late Husseini as an irreplaceable patriot who always availed himself whenever there was a call duty. Meanwhile, investigation is underway to determine the cause of the crash, but the 8 victims who suffered varying degrees of injuries are currently receiving treatment at the hospital.
Finally, in sports, Mohamed Kudus says he's fully committed to representing his country in ongoing African Cup of Nations competition and future competitions. The West Ham United player is ready to make his AFCON debut in Cote d'Ivoire after missing the last edition in Cameroon 2 years ago. Kudus is expected to help the Black Stars bounce back from a disappointing defeat in their opener against Cape Verde.
The former Ajax Amsterdam man has been working hard in training to shrug off an injury that kept him on the sidelines for 2 weeks. In an interview with the media, Kudus, one of the key players for Chris Hughton at the AFCON, underscored the significance of playing for the national team, describing the opportunity to play for the Black Stars as a huge privilege that comes with a lot of responsibilities. He said, even though playing for the Black Stars comes with a lot of pressure and responsibility, he also sees it as a big opportunity to make Ghanaians happy and will continue to do his best for the country. He therefore urged Ghanaians to continue to support the playing body with prayers as they attempt to do their best in the tournament. Having lost their first game against Cape Verde, Black Stars now have a mountain to climb as they come up against Egypt on Thursday in a crucial Group B feature.
And this is all we have for you on our midday news. For more stories, log on to our website, bainamultimedia.com. I'm Khadija Tukubura Keilani. Have a good afternoon and many thanks for doing the watching.